All right, my name is Jarrell, and I'll be doing a little presentation on transportation issues. So, to start off, I want to start off with a little quote by Ryan Kelly, who is the head of Virgin Hyperloop One. And he says, "The Hyperloop system is poised to be one of the most sustainable mass transportation system in the world." Start off, I'm just going to talk about city grids and how they're designed and how they've evolved over time. So, uh, we have almost devolved in how cities are built, making them very hard to navigate and not very resident friendly. If you look around Paris, which is a pretty old city, it's around one focal point and expands outwards. New York is a very different design from that. It's based on a grid, which is supposed to help residents able to get to one place to the other. Uh, but as New York's gotten a lot bigger, it's very hard to do so. And if you get onto Tunis and Atlanta, you could just tell it's just a mess. That brings to the point. We need a solution. Urban sprawling is causing people to move further and further away from their place of work. And according to the Census Bureau, the average commute time is 28 minutes one way, a 10% increase from 2006. So you can think about how much time Americans are spending in traffic just getting from work to the next. Between the years 2012 and 2018, the United States bus ridership decreased 15% and rail ridership decreased 3%, and that is pretty major. So the solution that I think we need to come up with, and we already are making steps to do so, is the Virgin Hyperloop, and there's a picture of what one of the prototypes looks like. So what is it? It's a high-speed rail used as a method of transportation of people and goods. And this Hyperloop is based around three major components, which is the tube, the pods, and the on and off stations or the loading stations, hubs. The pods are over magnetic tracks, which that means they're basically just formating on opposite poles. And it is secured in a tube, which is a vacuum-like environment. And the crazy thing about these pods, they can reach over 690 miles per hour. For example, of how fast and how efficient these pods could be, Charlotte, North Carolina, to New York would take about 1 hour if you took the Hyperloop. And that is major because then you can have people commuting from different states to work every day. The design, it is a cylinder tube, is what I was mentioning before, and you have the Y-shaped support beams that hold the tubes up if they are going over an elevated terrain. Pod interiors are sleek with passenger comfort as a first priority, and it is designed to make the passengers feel like they are not traveling. And I'll show you what I mean by that in this picture right here. You can see it's very comfortable, very sleek, modern design, plenty of space for the passengers. The downsides of this, I mean, just state the obvious, is expensive. Now it's estimated it would cost $25 to $27 million per mile, which is a large number, very large number. Since you're enclosed, emergency evacuation would be very difficult, and health effects of traveling at those speeds are unknown. Environmental impact. According to Virgin Hyperloop's website, it will have a drastically lower impact on the current modes of transportation that we have. Uh, in order to power the system, it will use solar panels to harvest energy from the sun, which there's a picture of that on a few slides earlier of the concept design. Uh, the rail is adaptable to the terrain, so it can either be built above ground or below ground, reducing the environmental footprint. And they actually had done a few studies that if it is built underground, it will be earthquake resistant, which helps a lot, especially if you're on the West Coast, which a Hyperloop would be needed probably first. And insulated tubes make for virtually no noise pollution. If you think about the subway in New York, when you see it going by, it's very loud. Residents that are living nearby constantly getting waked up by that. And those are my works cited. Thank you for listening.